Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Today I'm going to talk about a very basic important thing. We all want to learn English. We all want to speak English fluently and confidently. And we want to put in a lot of efforts, right? Even if we don't have time also, we try to take out time to start learning the language and understanding the language and speaking the language. Okay. Apart from this, many of us don't have time and they start thinking that, I don't have resource, I don't have time, I'm not sure what will help me to speak English fluently and confidently, and they think about all these things and they give up, right, on speaking English. So these are some problems which we all face, and many of us face, and many of us give up also, right? Either they start, or before starting also they give up. Either they become intermediate and then they see no improvement and they give up. Okay, so that is why before giving up, I want to tell you one thing which will help you to learn the language efficiently and effortlessly. So I understand there are lots of things which goes on every single day. We have a lot of things to take care of. We have a lot of things which are there in our calendar, and we are not able to give time to this language or to study this language or to master this language. Or if we have time also, we don't know how to utilize that time in the right direction to learn or to master this skill or to become very fluent and confident in speaking in English. Okay, so the only thing which matters here is how you're utilizing your time, utilizing your resource and your energy in learning the language. So today in this session, I'm going to speak about how you can work smarter and not harder to achieve your goals. Yes, this is today's topic and it's going to be very interesting, guys. You will get a lot of clues and ideas here on how you can practice your English speaking every single day to reach the goal in lesser time and effortlessly. On that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you want to master this language, you want to speak English fluently and confidently, which I know you want to, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is you have to stay connected, stay tuned, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Let's begin now. There's a concept which is called work smart. Okay, and there's another term which is called work hard. Okay, so nowadays we all believe in working smart rather than working hard. So today I'm going to take this topic and I'm going to explain you how this works. And it absolutely works for each one of us. And if you want to be fluent in English in no time, effortlessly, you have to work smarter, not harder. And that is why you are not able to achieve your goals, because you're not working smart, you're working hard. And we have this mindset or conception that, if we are going to give 2 hours, 3 hours or 4 hours or probably 6 to 8 hours to study this language, then only we are going to get fluent in English. No, this is a myth and it is not true. It is absolutely wrong. If you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour also in a day, or if you keep on practicing every day, like I've already spoken about a lot of techniques which you can start to speak in English the entire day, or make it a habit, or some habit stacking, as I said, like, stick your English speaking practice with your habits or the things which you do, the actions which you do. This is really going to help you a lot. So you are actually practicing English the entire day and you're not realizing, right? And that is how you should start learning the language. Okay, you don't have to dedicate time, or you don't have to come up with a routine like 8 to 10 a.m. I'm going to do this, 10 to 12 I'm going to do this. 3 to 4, I'm going to do this. Good if you have time, good if you can allocate time and you can come up with a routine. It's very good. But if you don't have time, if you think that it's not working out, even if you have come up with a routine and you have set your practice sessions and everything is in place and still you are not improving, then this is the reason why you are not improving. You're not utilizing your time, your energy and your efforts in the right direction. You're not working smarter. You're just trying to work hard. You are counting your hours. You're thinking that 6 hours a day I'm putting in learning the language, in becoming fluent in English. But what is the result? I'm not making any improvement. This is what your problem is. And then you give up. So that is why first thing is we have to check what we are doing, whether we are working smart or we are working hard. Now, what does this mean, working hard and working smart? Now, working smart means you are trying to come up with a routine or come up with a timetable wherein you're including all the things which is going to help you. Okay, you're choosing things which you lack and you want to improve on instead of including the whole thing. Now, what does this whole thing means? Learning a language means that you have to start with grammar, you have to start with vocabulary, you have to start with pronunciation, you have to start with sentence construction, you have to start with a lot of other things, right? But that doesn't mean that every single thing you start taking it from day one. That's what I mean here. So if you start allocating time to grammar, then vocabulary, then pronunciation, then sentence construction, then practice English speaking, and then other things, whatever is there. So if you start working on every single thing from day one, you might get confused, you might feel burnout. So that is why what I want to say here is come up with a routine which is very easy for you to follow or practice. Take one thing at a time. See what is that which you lack in. If you want to, you can simply take up vocabulary, right? But instead of writing word and its meaning and understanding it in different contexts and coming up with different sentences, there are lots of innovative ways or much smarter ways of learning this vocabulary, along with constructing new sentences, along with using it in context and coming up with a description. As I told you in my previous video also, like if you take a word like a flower. Okay, now if you want to improve your vocabulary, what you can do is you can think of similar words or related words which you can think about related to flower. So what else we can think about? Garden, colors or colorful, fragrance, butterfly, okay, plant, beautiful, park, garden, so these are the related words I can think about related to the word flower. So what I'll do is I'll write down flower and I'll jot down all the related words there. Then what I'll do is whatever I've thought about the words, the related words which came to my mind considering flower, I'll try to come up with a story. I'll try to combine all the words around and come up with a description or a story. So what I can do is I can say, I saw a beautiful flower in my garden. There were lots of butterflies around it. The fragrance of the flower was amazing. It was looking so beautiful. I was very happy to see that. Right? See, so this is how you start working smarter. So probably I'll take up flower and then I'll see similar words and then I'll start finding the meaning of fragrance and beautiful and other words, and again look for similar words and other things. So it will take a lot of time. So instead of that, combine everything together and come up with activities which will help you to learn English faster. Okay, or to get fluent faster, because you are putting yourself to practice English speaking. So this is also one of the ways you can come up with learn vocabulary, new words, and keep on adding words there. Okay, and coming up with the description also. If someday you come up with a new word and you don't know its meaning, look up in the dictionary and see what it means, and then start thinking about similar words. If you have heard any podcast, if you have heard any audio book, or you have listened to any audio book or anything else, look for its meaning. See what all similar words or related words you can come up with, and again follow the same routine, follow the same process, come up with a description, come up with a story around it, all the words, combine all the words and come up with a story. Okay, this is one thing, taking a word and coming up with a story. Second easy thing is, in order to work smarter, not harder. So what you can do is, we all say you should watch movies, right? Watch movies to understand English and see how, to understand the intonation, how the words are, pronounced, and the flow of the language and everything else, and see if you can understand, right? And you can shadow with it, or you can repeat after them to get a hang of the language. Now, instead of wasting 3 hours or 2.5 hours, what you can do is watch short clips, short movie clips, any animated movie, cartoon movie, or any other movie which you want to. Watch short clips and practice English speaking. You can shadow with them, you can, repeat after them, you can imitate them or copy them, to get a hang of the language and see how they pronounce words. And if there's any new word, again, take it, write it down and find its meaning, come up with similar words and start coming up with a description or a story around it. It's very simple. Another thing I would like to add here is, if you don't understand a word which is spoken in a podcast or a movie or anything which you're listening to or watching, what you can do is, instead of going to Google and finding the answer or the right meaning about it, right meaning of it, what you can do is listen to the sentence again and again and try to find out the meaning by yourself, by understanding in what context it is used. Okay, for example, I've used a sentence with fragrance. For example, the flower had a sweet fragrance. Okay, now listening to this sentence, you can get an idea what fragrance means. The flower had a sweet fragrance, which means you can relate to it. Listening to it again and again, you will get to understand, okay, it's talking about something sweet. Sweet is what? You can't taste the flower, right? What you can do is you can smell the flower, which means that fragrance means the smell. The flower has a sweet smell. Okay, so this is how you can listen to the sentence again and again and try to connect with it. Try to understand what this word can mean in this context or in this sentence. And once you are done with that, once you come up with an answer, search it on Google and see if you are correct or not. Start getting in practice of doing these kind of activities, guys. These are going to help you with a lot of things. It will help your brain to become more active, more creative, more innovative, and more alert. Okay, so try these ways. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. If you start doing this, you will realize how easy it is. Okay, so this is another way of understanding a vocabulary or a word in the sentence, in the way it is used. You will get to know, you'll get an idea about what it means. Okay, so try this also. Another very interesting way is to listen to music or English songs. These are very creative ways, right? So when you're doing anything, you're walking, you're exercising, you're in the gym, you are probably eating, or you are going to sleep just before that, or you want to take some rest. Okay, put your headphone on and listen to some good music, good lyrics, slow, start with slow, and you will get to know each word and you will be able to repeat it after them. It's very entertaining and interesting way of relaxing yourself, relaxing your mind and your body, and learning something as well. You will be more focused to understand the language, understand the words, understand its meaning, and probably the context as well. And you will enjoy that. So this is another smarter way of learning the language and practicing it. Okay, another way. Now next, the last and the final way I'm going to talk about is, we all love reading storybooks, right? So instead of taking up a novel or a big storybook which has 100 pages or 200 pages or 500 pages, switch to audiobooks. You can either hear or you can watch them. Okay, there are two options, whatever you choose. I think, listening to audiobooks is more better because, that is more time efficient. Whatever you are doing, you can just, put on your headphone and you can listen to it instead of watching. You have to pay attention to it and give time for watching. Okay, so you cannot continuously listen to half an hour or 1 hour, right? So you cannot dedicate that much time to watching. So that will need another, a specific time or dedicated time for that. So instead of that, switch to audiobooks, which is you can hear. Just listening to audiobooks. So any part of the day, any time of the day, whenever you are free, you can listen to it. Those are interesting also. Those will have stories or anything else, whatever you are interested, whatever genre you are interested in, you can just listen to those books. It will be interesting. It will be entertaining. You will get to learn a lot of things. And if you don't understand a word, again, try to listen to it again and again to understand the context and see if you can come up with its meaning. And once you come up with its meaning, then probably you can go to Google and search the exact meaning. So in this way, you are making your life easier. Okay, always depending on Google to know or dictionaries to know the meaning, it's not too good in my opinion. Instead, if you start taxing your brain, if you start utilizing your brain to understand the meaning and if you start understanding it by your own, it will help you to retain that word in your memory. And it will be much easier for you to learn new words or vocabulary in this way. So that is why there's a very efficient way of learning words or vocabulary or the language basically. So these are very smart ways of learning a language, guys, of learning to speak the language fluently and confidently as well. I've also spoken about the everyday habits or everyday routine, what you follow. You can just take a moment to speak in English about it, right? What you're going to do next, what you're going to do next, what you're going to do next. The whole day, if you start thinking and start explaining yourself about what you're going to do next, it is really going to help you. If you're describing your actions, your work, your experience, or your plans to yourself every day, it is really going to help you to improve your communication skills, improve your English speaking skills, right? You might find it a little difficult in the beginning, but trust me on this, it's not difficult. You can come up with simple sentences on your own. Start with simple basic sentences and then start building up on. Okay, and since you are listening to a lot of things, you are getting exposed to a lot of English through these things, through listening to podcast or any chat show or talk show or news or sports commentary or anything else, whatever you are interested, travel vlogs or food vlogs. So you're exposing yourself to English. So you're learning something new every single day. So try utilize those things also in building up new sentences every day. Okay, take help from ChatGPT, take help from Pi, take help from any Google assistant like Gemini or Copilot or there are lots of AI tools available on your phone right now, guys. Go check it out. Every app has its own AI nowadays, and you can ask the Meta. WhatsApp has a Meta AI. You can type there and you can get to know what if you need any help in anything. Okay, so start utilizing these resources also. You'll not need a teacher. You don't need anybody to mentor you or guide you. Start doing it on your own and you'll find it very easy to pick up on these things, the language, if you practice in this way. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.